Saturday, April 9th, the return of Gennady Golovkin. He takes on Ryota Murata in Japan. 3 belts on the line. This is your boy JG. This is the Punch Report. We're going to break it down right here, right now. Before we get into it, please be so kind. Like, subscribe, bell icon for notification. I break down these fights as best I can, provide all the context you guys need to make informed decisions. This is your boy JG. Let's go. All right. Gennady Golovkin, we're going to start with him. He's been off for a minute. December 2020 is the last time he fought. He fought Sergey Derevyanchenko. No, excuse me. He fought Kamil Sherezmeta. Undefeated fighter, but unknown. He lumped him up. Sherezmeta had nothing for him. Before that, he fought Sergey Derevyanchenko. Shout out to the Ukraine. And he looked questionable in that fight. His first fight with Jonathan Banks, his new trainer. And he just didn't look himself. Was able to get the victory on the cards. If you go back and watch the fight, don't take my word for it, just go watch it. He drops Derevyanchenko in the first round, I believe, or the second round. And after that, Derevyanchenko just walks him down and batters him and bloodies him. And I thought Triple G was going to get stopped. Anyway, then you have Ryota Murata. 18 fights, so limited professional career, 16 wins, 2 losses. Both of those losses he was able to avenge. One against Rob Brandt and the other one coming against Hassan Endam, where both those fights went to decisions. Then he came back and stopped both those combatants to avenge those victories. So what does a guy like Ryota Murata, who a lot of people don't know or aren't familiar with, bring to the table? Ridiculous body punching. Probably has the best left hook to the body that I've seen in boxing, just from the perspective of the fluidity in which he throws it and the leverage that he gets on it. Take a look at here, the clips. He commits to throwing that shot to the body, and he does it well. And obviously, if you can damage a guy's body, you can get him out of there upstairs. With that being said, what concerns me primarily, well, 2 things that concern me primarily about Ryota Murata. He stands in front, squared stance. He doesn't really throw a jab, and he doesn't have that kind of power. Now, similar to Canelo, Triple G has a crazy-ass beard. This dude doesn't mind getting punched up. And will often, you'll see him, he'll be crazy, looking at you crazy shit and welcoming damage and punishment. That shit is unnerving. But if you're a guy who can't get Triple G's respect, and you're a guy who likes to stand in front, you're probably going to get brutalized, because Triple G himself has a pretty good hook to the body. So as far as Ryota Murata is concerned, I just take a look at the clips. He's not overly fast. He does throw punches and bunches when he gets the opportunity, and he will dig the left hook to the body. That is Ryota Murata, and he's tough. That's it. There's nothing else talking about. We're not talking about a crazy jab or, ridiculous ring IQ, the ability to make men miss and all this other. Nope. I just told you who Ryota Murata is. Go check out the footage. Now let's switch over to Triple G and how I believe he'll get this done. Triple G, a ridiculous power puncher. He got 8 million knockouts in a row. I think he has the most, the most title defenses at middleweight. Something like that, 22, 21, whatever. Fuck it. It's not important to this. But one thing that he does particularly well is set his opponents up for the knockout. I think about Rubio. Why does Triple G punch people right here in the top of the head? Take a look at the clip. He punched Rubio on the top of his shit right here. And then he did the same thing to Steve Rolls when he got brutalized right before he got knocked out. He punched him on the top of his shit twice. I'm gonna put the clip in there because that's hilarious to me. But speaking of Steve Rolls in that particular bout, the one thing that Gennady Golovkin has to be careful of initially is losing rounds early if he can't figure out a way to get his power off. Because even in the Steve Rolls fight, Steve Rolls was having success. He landed a good counter right hand, some jabs. He moved well, moved his feet well. For my money, though, Steve Rolls is probably a slightly better athlete than Ryota Murata, and was able to utilize that against Triple G, who didn't really utilize his jab that often against that in that fight against Steve Rolls. And like I mentioned before, Sergey Derevyanchenko. Getting back to the jab against Kamil Sherezmeta, that looked like Triple G of old, even though we don't know who Sherezmeta is really, for the most part, undefeated fighter. Shout out to him. But anyway, that chopping overhand right for Triple G, the left hook to the body, which he puts on display, and that jab that he used all the way up into the Canelo fight, then took a couple fights off with the jab, but then got back to it with the Sherezmeta fight. Just look how he gets the jab off. He commits to it, and it's a heavy jab. It's a power jab. So even as combatants have said, individuals who have fought him, I believe it was, what's his name, Blood and Guts Warrior, damn, like if you guys remember his name, he bloodied him up. Triple G beat his ass pretty bad. If you remember his name, let me know. But he said his jab just felt like just a straight right hand from an orthodox fighter. So that's the kind of power that Triple G continues to carry with him, despite his advanced age and some of the unknowns with the fact that he's had this long layoff. And then thinking to myself, like, all right, in this fight right here, see, now we get into it. In this fight right here, it's important that Gennady Golovkin come out, utilize the tools, and he needs to destroy Ryota Murata. He needs to really put on a performance, a virtuoso type deal, because there are still whispers around the fact that Canelo Alvarez, in my opinion, at 31 years of age, is still on the upswing. He's still out here beating people's ass. He's still out here fighting some of the best guys within 2 to 3 divisions. He's undisputed at 168 pounds, and he looks to be growing into his prime. Now, one would say, like, well, he had miles on him, 57 bouts going into the 58th bout against Dimitri Bivol, and that's fine. But right now, for my money, I'm looking at Canelo Alvarez as a fresher fighter, moving into his physical prime, still at 31 years of age. That can spell trouble if Gennady Golovkin gets old overnight. So how he looks in this fight against Ryota Murata is crucial. At the end of the day, this is how it plays out to me in my mind. Ryota Murata comes out, maybe starts pumping the jab. He doesn't really do that, so maybe I'm wrong, but he tries to do something to establish distance and range against Gennady Golovkin. Then he gets pulled into the firefight. That overhand yop, that joint that my man throw that yep to the top of the shit. Eventually he gets that off, rip the left hook to the body, and just start putting damage on Ryota Murata, a fighter who does have 2 losses, both by decision. But obviously Triple G is going to be the best dude he's fought. I mean, it is what it is. Ryota Murata will do his best to try to keep Triple G off of him, but it won't be enough. Triple G figures out a way to get this done via stoppage inside of 6 rounds. Yeah, I can't see it. I can't see it playing out differently. Now, here's what I would say, in all fairness, and to play the other side of the coin. This is the one area where I know for a fact Triple G can get his ass in trouble. He does not have a gas tank. Even fights, he was breathing heavy against Steve Rolls. I think that fight went 5 or 6 rounds. He's already sucking wind by the 4th round. He looked bad against Deryevchenko. He was dog tired by the 7th round. And then what am I missing? Steve Rolls, Deryevchenko, and Sarazmeta, a dude who he was pounding, right? And stop. I mean, at one point in time in the Sarazmeta fight, he couldn't even throw a punch anymore, Sarazmeta. But Triple G was still looking worn out. So if Ryota Murata can figure out a way to get beyond the 6th and 7th round and box, that could be a recipe for success. But also you have to realize people are thinking about that Canelo fight on the back end. So if it's close on the scorecards and Ryota Murata figures out a way to not get knocked out, he's probably not going to get the decision on the cards unless he just boxes his ass off, which I don't see. So that's my breakdown. This is your boy JG. This is the Punch Report. Let me know what you guys think about the upcoming bout. What do you think about Triple G's chances against Canelo if they do fight? I've already broke down the Canelo Bivol fight, just broke this fight down. I feel like it's going to work out. Canelo will figure out a way to beat Dimitri Bivol. Gennady Golovkin will knock out Ryota Murata or TKO him, and then we'll meet. I'll break that fight down when that time comes, but let me know what you guys' thoughts are. This is your boy JG. This has been the Punch Report. Like, subscribe, bell icon for notification. We out.